Okay, guys. It's gonna be a crazy night. I'm just telling you guys, it's gonna be a crazy night. It's Dennis and Ian, real talk, real money. But tonight, you gotta realize that we still don't know much, and probably just like many of you out there that is not savvy when it comes to technology, neither am I. So here we have Dennis Blake, the two-time Olympian. You guys have seen him, you heard about him, and you have seen me and him co-hosting a few shows so far. All right. What you don't know is that Ian is not the best TikToker. I'm good at Facebook, not good at Instagram, but I have some stuff over Instagram. But Dennis tonight want bring me on TikTok. And
Yes.
him know me don't know nothing about TikTok, but he's fresh at it too. But so him little better than me, because him can go live. So Dennis, first of all, you have to tell me if we follow you on TikTok and go in live with you. I can't find it, Dennis. And I don't know if anybody out there can help me. So
I don't know. Maybe if you I don't know if you click on my name, I guess maybe you can see that I'm live. I'm not sure. But anyway, guys, for those of you who are joining, we're just happy to have you here. Um, I know I did say I wasn't gonna really come on TikTok, but hey, we are here. So we have something interesting that we want to talk about. So
Dennis, I don't know. I know them to come look at this, but I don't think I find it, Dennis. But it's okay. I see your page, but I don't see your live. All right. So I'm echoing. All right. So that's not a good thing. But anyway, guys, we are here, and me and Dennis realize a lot of things that's happening. We first want to talk about Jamaica. And Dennis, if you don't mind, if you want to share a little bit about Jamaica, you can ask me question too, Dennis. As me say, me just want to make a fool of myself tonight. But long and short of it, it's just the reality. We're not good at every platform. I'm not good at TikTok, and I'm not gonna hide it. So
mhm.
after this show, I want people who is out there can just say, Ian, let me teach you about TikTok. How you fit do TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok 101, I guess.
You don't need the
Uh,
first lesson.
yeah, so I think one of the concerns, as a matter of fact, I did talk about this on TikTok, is one of the concerns that I have is what is happening in Jamaica. Right? What we realize that has been in the news and social media lately is the kidnapping and the missing of children and all that type of thing. And I think it raises a lot of concern, not only for people in diaspora, but also parents and teachers and just the Jamaica community in a whole. There's an uptick in missing children, and we know that there are a lot of reasons why kids could come up missing. Some of them do it on their own. Some of them run away from home because maybe of abuse, or maybe they just want to live their own life. Some of them are influenced by their boyfriend and girlfriend and all that type of thing. So it's a whole host of reason why a kid could probably come up missing. But the one that is really taking light is the one that is happening currently in Manchester. It
And
becomes
that Jaden, right?
Jaden, and that becomes a major concern. Yeah,
What I understand from Friday the 26th that he's been missing.
right. And there's a lot of sketchy story around what took place, what is happening, and where they are now in terms of. Because I even hear one story to them, somebody spot him. I heard that a teacher spot him somewhere, and when she called out for help, he disappeared. They're saying no. The last thing I heard when I went on social media is that um, I think the Jamaica Defense Force are so I think got involved, and they I guess the head for that must say went down to Mandeville. They look at the footage. They realize that they saw him, moving and stuff like that. It's just so much stories going on, and they need to
Yeah,
find him quickly and find him alive.
yeah, a lot of stories, and even on TikTok and Instagram and so forth, you see a lot of other stories, and I don't know which story to believe, because it. One story seems like he's doing good. He's out there doing something, eating at restaurants, so forth. But I don't believe it was. So
Right.
as a mentor, Dennis, and you deal with kids a lot. All right, how would you think like this type of situation? We start first in the school. How do you think it would affect this other student, his classmates, teachers, and so forth, the community of Manchester High School? First of all, since you deal with students and so forth.
Absolutely, it definitely affects the students, especially those students that you would have considered either pretty much family members or students that are close, close with him. And not only that, but also students that are in his class. It has a psychological effect on those kids. Kids will start thinking about whether or not, you know, if that is going to happen to them. They become more cautious when either going to school or leaving from school to go home. Um, Based on a situation like this one, where people are talking about that he might have been not treated well at home, kids who are experiencing those types. So it can be positive and negative. You have some kids now who are probably thinking, okay, if this some of the things that people are talking about that is happening to this Jaden is also happening to me, whether it is true or not, right? And so it could also have a negative effect where the kids might feel like they need to do the same thing as well. You know what I mean? So yes, it does have a negative effect on kids in school. Kids are not, as a matter of fact, no, kids are not going to be focusing on their work, on their schoolwork. Um, and that is not good. And then when you hear somebody say, "Okay, we saw him," and it sort of build confidence in the kids, and then you hear a day pass, 24 hours pass, 48 hours pass, or so on, and then there's no Jaden. I saw a video where they play with kids. I guess it might have been either the school or just his classroom saying, "Come back home, Jaden, come back home, Jaden," and all that type of thing. So it does have, it plays a very it has a very emotional effect on kids and also teachers, the whole school staff, you know what I mean?
But one thing I know, the entire community is still hopeful that we'll find this little young student, find him safe and everything. So the hope is up that we'll find him. We have a lot of prayers going out for him,
Yes.
for safe return home and so forth. But another question for you, Dennis. In the home, how do you think the parents or the family member who would have expected little Jaden to return home from school, and all of a sudden you don't see him at a particular time start run, you probably start make a few phone calls, no Jaden to be found. How does that affect like the household and a whole?
And I think, even for viewers who might not know this story, is that from what I understand and from what I've been hearing is that um, Jaden was living with his aunt, right? And I think the aunt has I don't know if it's a grandson that 2 year grandson that came down from the United States and was at the house. And I get to understand that he has some toys that he was playing, maybe toys like Spider-Man, and the little kid was doing the Spider-Man act and stuff like that. And I don't know if he was doing the same thing too, and he seemed as if he stepped on him and hurt him badly, had to rush to the hospital and stuff like that. But what they're saying is that um, there has to be something that was said to him that caused him, either something was done to him or something was said to him that would have caused him not to want to come back home. And I think that is where the public is at this time, trying to figure out what is it that would cause the young man not to come back home after maybe 24 hours. So that is where it kind of gets sticky because based on the information that was given by the aunt is saying that they love him. They only tell him that he needed to be more careful next time. And social media is saying that is not true, and all of that. So you really don't know what to believe. Um, So the cry now is, the concern now is, where is his biological mother and father? That's what they're asking. Where are they? Where are the mother and father for this kid?
Big question.
Big question. Big
And,
question.
and guys, as we follow the story, I know that they have given out the police department, especially Alligator upon here too. Just in case anybody see or hear anything credible information you have, I would say see if you can reach out to the nearest police station and provide those information. Every little information that is provided will help to narrow the search or the mystery that is happening. You know, for this little kid, I can understand because I have kids of my own, and I know what those that love and care for him must be going through.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I think, anytime one I think that I have recognized over the years, and you might have recognized it too, is that when it comes to female, when it comes to elderly, when it comes to young school children, it becomes a major, major, sorry, guys, it becomes a major, major concern for the public. You know what I mean? And you will find that this thing is not going away anytime soon until something comes out of it. Whether they find him alive, whether they find him, I don't even want to say the word, whether they find him in somebody else's home, with family or relatives or something like that. But this is not going to go away anytime soon.
Well, I am remaining hopeful and prayers. We're sending up as much prayers as possible. We ask the church to get on board and start praying. Send up as much prayer as possible for safe return.
Yeah.
Guidance, protection, wherever he may be. You know,
Mhm.
because we're definitely keeping the spirit alive. No, hoping that he's alive. Wherever he is. And
Yes.
I said, the more prayer, the better.
The better,
And
absolutely.
yeah, it's been going on a while now.
Yeah, the thing about it is, it's not just him. There are other school kids that are missing. I mean, I've heard of some in, I think, Portland or somewhere. Um, there was two kids that was missing, but thank God those two were found. I heard that they run away from home, and I think that is where not social media, but the social workers in the country need to step up their game and check on these kids. And I say it here on TikTok before that, teachers and parents, they need to pay closer attention to their kids. If something is off, they need to take note. A lot of times, you hear parents will say, oh, or even teachers will say, oh, you're just looking at attention, or they're just bad, and all that type of thing. But it's more than that. It's more than that. And teachers should not just sit back and say, okay, it's just attention, the kid is looking. No, it's not. That's not it. That's not it. Even if they're looking at attention, there's a reason why they're looking at attention. And you have to probe and find out what is going on with this kid, because sometimes kids spend so much time at school, even more time at school than with their parents, really. You know what I mean? So teachers are mothers. They're teachers, they're mothers, they're fathers, they're sisters, they're auntie, they're all of that. And they're not and teachers don't get the respect that they truly deserve. And I believe that all parents should take a day to teach the kids, a day in the teachers, um, um, um,
True.
yeah, a day in the teacher's shoes, and see what their kids, and have the teachers them have the parents them sometimes come and hide in the classroom and see how their own kids behave, and
I
then they
think I think
then they can see.
I think it would be good, if we open up the classroom for a session where mommy or daddy come in and teach a constructive and an empowerment lesson to the kids. Them. I think that probably would be a
Yeah,
fun thing.
yeah, that would be nice to see. But they had something on that, and have something on social media just the other day. I think on YouTube, where it was a swap day. So the kids then becomes the teachers, and the teachers then becomes the students, and they dress like how they dress. Some of the teachers with them pants way down on their, then close to their knee, and holding it up with one hand, and they have how much rag throw over shoulder, and then they on their cell phone, and then the teachers them go in the bathroom and I fix up them one another here. I think that was really good. And the kids now are acting as teachers now, trying to get them into the classroom. And now they're seeing how they really behave. I think that was so awesome, man. Whoever come up with that, man, was creative, man.
You know, that was a good one.
Yeah, that
That
was
was a
cool.
good one.
Yeah, but and guys, listen, this is not just happening in Jamaica. We are highlighting Jamaica now because one, that's where we're from. That's number one. Number two, because we love our little island, and it is hot in the media at this moment, and that's why we're kind of talking about it. So it's not just happening in Jamaica; it's happening everywhere. Everywhere it's happening. These type of behavior.
Ah, boy, it is serious and serious concern. And a question for you again, Dennis. Um, what do you think about the fact that when someone goes missing, it takes like over I don't even sure how many hours, like 24 hours before you can report them missing. What happened in those critical hours when that alarm is not sound right across the country? Because you have to wait upon a certain time before you say somebody is missing.
Yeah, that one is kind of tricky. That one is kind of tricky because 24 hours kind of late. You know what I mean? 24 hours kind of late when you really
One
look
hour
at
kind
it.
of late, if you ask me.
Yeah, yeah, because because the thing about it also is that you know people can say the people can use um, strategies to kind of sway the people into one direction. For example, like this kid, people could say they saw him on something boulevard, right? Well, everybody now focusing on that side. That time he's not on that side; he's on this side of town, right? And then they will be able to get to wherever they need to go in terms of their destination, whatever it is. So I think even though somebody might say, "Boy, I see him on the Carteret Avenue," if everybody focus themselves on the Carteret Avenue, then nobody is focusing on Bromila Road, and that's where the kid could be. You know what I mean? And as a result, they would have been maybe in St. Elizabeth heading to Westmoreland while everybody heading the opposite direction. So I think they need to be strategic in what they're doing. That if they say, okay, we spot him on Bermuda Road, everybody don't go that direction and some people go the opposite direction. You know what I mean? That's just, I mean, what do you do? I don't know, man.
Well, we are trying to figure out how we could basically limit the time wasted because uh, they have something up here. Whenever a child or whatever go missing, or they have some quick phone alerts that say if such and such license plate, if you see this missing child or alert or something. I think we
Mm.
should have a system like that. We have an alert system, where even your social media page you get an alert because everybody the TikTok, then the Facebook, YouTube, them should have a thing where you can send out a quick alert. So even though you don't report them missing, but it's an alert then. So guess what? If you see this kid, because I believe that probably for the police force or support, if you report something within an hour, I think a lot of time the police department will be bombarded. Even somebody just left and gone a Mandeville or him just gone a Senti or something. And all of a
Mm.
sudden you report them missing and that come in as a bulletin to the police can put a little strain on them. So I think if you can put out an alert where the community now become part of it. So they might look out and can give update.
And I think one of the things that would be good to practice, I don't know if they do that there, but when the kids get to school and after devotion and they go to class, the first class that they go and take the attendance, um, that report should be, if any student that is missing from class, a report should be sent out immediately that this kid is not in school today. So if the parent know that they send that child to school and they get in an alert saying that the kid is not here, then that parents need to start to do some research to find out where the child should be at school by now. They left 2 hours ago. You know what I mean? Um, so hopefully,
Brilliant idea.
yeah.
Guys, if anybody out there that have ideas that they think that could limit the amount of missing personnel, guess what? Share it because it's important, especially the kids.
All right. So let's switch upon a kind of lighter note. Shelley and Fraser Price. She decided that this was her last go around. Right, we're happy for her because she won a silver medal at the past World Championship. Um, what is your take on she and what she has accomplished, what she has done for the country, Mama Rocket or what they call it?
Uh, well, Shelly, if I had anything to do with Parliament, I would say, guess what? Every single parish we need to come together and put up a statue or a symbol to people like Shelly and Usain, you know, in terms of their dominance over their track life,
Mhm.
and not that they were finished. We also have to give thumbs up to them. They finished just meaning that they put on a spike from international competition. But really and truly, you will know Cheyenne is not finished because she also is a mentor. She's a person who give back to her community, always involved. So we're gonna see far more of Shelly. And for that alone, we should commend Shelly and Fraser Price for all that she have done for Jamaica. You know, not that Jamaica is not well recognized worldwide, but she continued to fly that flag high and higher. Whenever Shelly step on the field, no matter where, Germany, England, Europe, once she comes out on the field is lit. The stand erupt because it's like
Mhm.
Shelly bring a different flavor. If you just see her walk out with her Jamaican hairstyle, you know,
Yeah.
you know she's here and she's not here to joke and play
Yeah.
around. Things
Hmm.
have a happen on the track today.
Yeah.
So you'll get your money's worth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I just want to add also that I saw somewhere where them say that Netflix is offering her, I think, I want to say $13.5 million for, and I hope I'm not saying
be
a figure that
careful,
is not true.
be careful. I heard that it's a lie.
Oh, and somebody put that up on social media?
Yeah, I heard it's a lie. So be careful of that one. And
Okay.
I think they came out on the media and said it was a false news.
It was a false
So
news. Okay, so gentle people, that was a false news. Somebody put,
I don't know, but I'm just saying I heard that them say it's a false news.
I
So
don't know.
until we hear it from Shelly herself, we don't
Right.
call it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah. I saw it. I saw it, and I was happy for her. I was just so happy for her, man. So I hope. Okay, so probably somebody's trying to send some a message to.
All right.
Okay,
To
hopefully,
Netflix.
hopefully it reach him.
All right, we still on Shelly and Fraser, but I want you keep that question in your pocket, Dennis. With
Mhm.
this AI thing, that things that is not real seems to be real these days. Me and you can hardly figure out what real from what a real. So
Yeah.
as not that you and I are the only people who have been blindfolded in terms of some of the things that we see come across. You seriously guess what? This is reality, but we
Mhm.
have to wake up. It's not reality. But
Yeah.
anyway, the reality of it is that Shelly and Fraser have called it a day in terms of competing internationally. She said she never tell we say she pack up track and field because she gonna run our baby school.
Yes, our son's school. Yeah. Sports
So
day.
we are gonna see Shelly and Fraser for sports day. So anybody want to see Shelly run again, or better go our son sports day. You will see
Yeah.
her go take 100 meter sprint then. You know,
Mama Rocket. Yes. Well,
Mama Rocket is in
I
the
should not
house.
lose. You know, should not lose.
No, that's the thing about Mama Rocket. She don't like losing.
Like
Mama
losing.
Rocket go out there to win, and even if she don't win on the track, and which very very rarely that happen, but even if she don't win on the track, when you listen to her in that interview, it was just like she had won. Because
Mm,
even the person that win or beat her to the finish line, she celebrate that person.
yes.
She celebrate that person who win that race. I have seen it over and over again from Shelly-Ann. So she's not the selfish type of athlete. You know, you beat me and boy, you beg like me beg to the world. Shelly
Mm,
will go over there and give them a hug and she take her flag because she always in a medal position, you know. She take her
yeah,
flag and she start represent Jamaica just the same. And you swear that she win, but her interview when you listen to her, she's happy for everybody. She's happy for every athlete that touch the track. You know, and that's the type of athlete and sportsmanship that we look for in our athlete.
and that's what I was about to say. That's what they call good sportsmanship. Yeah, that's what it is. Good
Well,
sportsman.
then it's you are the Olympian, so I want you to tell me a little, unpack a little bit more about Shelly, because I know Shelly, when she come at in terms of effect that she have in Jamaica, globally, Shelly is a powerhouse. So from an Olympian, just summarize Shelly and her dominance over the years and what she have done for Jamaica.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that back in my time, it was Merlin Atti, who we all know as the Bronze Queen. She has dominated for more than a decade, for many, 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 many years. So to see, Shelley and come and did such a great job, it goes without saying that she, as a matter of fact, I see her right in that realm with Hussein Bolt, right there with Hussein Bolt in terms of dominance and performance. Um, what I like about her most of all is her humbleness and her how much she appreciates the crowd behind her, the support that she gets. Uh, that says a lot about her, and I believe when she talks, it really resonates with a lot of people. As a matter of fact, the whole island, and they even love her more because of what she says, how she says it, and how she comes across to the people. And I think that takes skills. I think that is also, it's not only skill, but it's also a gift that she has, knowing that she came up from humble beginnings, and she'll be the first to tell you how much her mother sacrificed for her to be able to go to school and to compete and to have what she has. It goes without saying. Awesome. She will be missed from the track in terms of high level competition. But if you look back at her performance at the last game, you will see that she actually, what she did was, it comes across to me as if she was just passing on the baton to the next top athletes in Jamaica. And that was one of the twin. I'm not going to call which one it is because I'm not sure the name. I know one of them named Tia, one name, I don't,
Tina,
right.
Tina
I still,
Clayton.
I still have to figure out who is who.
Well, guess what? Both of them gonna be a force to reckon with if I am looking and seeing what I'm seeing at the time that they are running in this 100-meter event. Both twins will be a force to reckon with. I think each of them have their own strength and they're very determined. They're very disciplined and both of them want to win. So definitely Shelly have handed the baton to two powerful young lady. They're very young. That's a good thing about them. They have age with them, you know. And I think the future look bright for Jamaica still in terms of the sprints with these two young athletes. And we have looked at the relay team and we saw what they did. I believe they had that one final changeover was perfect. I don't think US could beat us to that finish line.
Well, I think this is a good place for me to ask you this question. So we know we have had this conversation about athletes migrating to different countries, right? Turkey, to be exact. Um, what do you see other countries doing? Do you see anything in the in the atmosphere that could possible happen, not necessarily with these particular two girls, but to some more of Jamaican top athletes.
Well, I'll just say this to you, Dennis. It is just like this. For these athletes, that's their career that they have chosen. So they have chosen to run and they put all their effort into being the best. It is just like us. You went to school and you choose a career path. Well, if you wanted to choose, say, I want to become a sports analyst, you're going to do everything it takes to be the best of the best. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You choose to be a physiotherapist, you want to be the best of the best and you put in the work. But remember, you're not just putting in the work just like that. When you put that work in, you're looking to be seen, meaning somebody want to hire you now. And so that means you're putting together a resume. At the same time, you're going to go out there and look at job. You're going to look for the highest paying job and the one that will give you the best incentive, and probably you're looking for some other compensation that may not be monetary, but it could be like your life, your insurance policy that they give you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the freedom of vacation time. You know, certain things that they come with, the culture in the workplace, and other things that will add up to you taking that job. But the bottom line, most time, it comes down to the money, especially when we are talking about Jamaican. Jamaican will close their eyes to everything else, but when you open your hand with the money, them ready at that them are work. Them working
Mm-hmm.
for the money. So with these athletes, same thing. If we Jamaican, the J3 or whatever the governing body, you know more than I do. If they are not putting a satisfactory compensation package on the table, I would not be surprised if we see other athletes moving to where they've been appreciated, where they've been compensated for the work that they are putting in. I've seen people said, boy, they run for Jamaica for many years, and what do they have to show? A medal. And at the end of the day, the medal don't even keep the shininess about it either. You know, it was like a wash over goal. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, that strip. And as hard as you want to try to maintain it, you can't maintain that. But if you were compensated well, guess what? You could have done a lot with that money. You
Mm-hmm.
could build a life for yourself. And these people are looking to build a life for themselves. Simple mean, if you're not paying enough or compensating them enough that they can take care of them family, take care of themselves, and have a good life, anything, any game can play. Somebody come along and with a better form of employment, we just put in it as employment that everybody can understand.
Understand,
If,
right?
yeah, if somebody else come to employ you for what you have done, your mother send you to school, whatever, them put in, invest in you. Just like you are investing in yourself, where you have to go study, you have to pass the exam and everything else. At the end of the day, you look for own a little car, you look for own a little house, all these little things. But all of these things take money. And if I am not compensated and I don't see any way to really make a life for myself, especially after track and field, or even the fact that you could pick up an injury,
Yeah.
you think a medal alone can really save me? No. So I have no problem with them if they go after the money. But until we start do something to keep those athletes, I think we'll be losing athletes. And for the ones that have gone on to represent other country, most of them are in the field event. And from what I understand, the field event, they don't treat them as well as them treat the sprinters them, They don't treat them as well or even the respect and compensation is like somebody who win the shot put and the discuss and we don't even know who them be. You
Right.
don't follow them name there.
Nah, true, man, true. That is so
But,
true.
but when you talk about the 100 and 200 and the 400, even if you run just one leg for the relay, everybody know your name. Because them a look for your leg too. Right,
Right,
I'll
but
compliment the rest of the team.
yeah, just like the 800, it's almost like the 800. I mean, after the four is the eight, and they really don't record. It's almost like anything after 400 is really not seen or recognized, right? But this guy that run the 800 and did so well, I think he kind of bring 800 back because I remember back in my time it was Clive Terrelong. I think one of the Watts, Ali Watts or Mario Watts, one of those guys. Um, I think it's Mario Watts used to run the 800 as well. And those guys, they had, they try hard, they push themselves. Um, to the Olympics was Clive Terrelong. Clive Terrelong was the one who made it to the Olympics in the 800 meters. But we haven't had anybody for many, many years. So this guy now come and he runs such a fast time. I mean, we're talking about the time that he run in the 800 is like in Olympics past, those he would have won medal. He would have won even maybe come first in some of these games. You know what I mean? In other words, you compare him to the distant runners of Africa.
Yeah, he did exceptionally well. I actually watched that race, and I'm telling you, this guy run his belly out, and we have to really appreciate him and the work. Because as I said, 800 is not our favorite event in terms of with say boy you go Olympics or World Games, World Junior, you expect to medal like a gold medal, silver. Boy, that look if you get a third place then. But normally we're not the one out there being talked of in these distant races. You know? Yeah, there's a Jamaican in the race and you really just watch the race because you love sports. But I look say boy, nothing ever happen man, and we have a weapon on the podium.
Yeah, but I think I would add that even with that athlete because I think he lives close by here in Maryland somewhere, and he was being interviewed on um, Dan Jackson Miller program, even program, and he was talking about. I mean, Dan asked him to just sort of give us an idea of what a day's workout looked like, or a week workout, and I mean, even Dion herself was asking. She could even believe that he didn't finish of what he had said because he started around 8 o'clock and he was going on until sometime about 1, and then he take a break and then he come back after he go home and eat and stuff like that. When he talk about the workout, I had to say, man, thank you for saying it because a lot of people don't understand what it takes to be successful in track and field. Since we're talking about track and field, they only see the beginning and the end. They don't see all of the hard work that goes on in the middle. The times when you can barely make it to your bedroom. Sometimes you can't even get to take a shower because you're so tired and drained. You just go inside and drop on the bed, and by when you get up is after midnight. You miss supper, you miss dinner. You know what I mean? And you have to get up again, and some of us are in school, so we have to end up going to classes, and you have to maintain a certain GPA, or else you lose your scholarship. They don't understand the sacrifices. And I think this guy had painted it so well on the program that I believe a lot of people who are listening kind of understand. I mean, when the guy talk about it, man, I am saying to myself, I understand exactly what he's talking about because the Blinn College coach, when he gives workout, is something like what he was talking about. Oh yeah,
Yeah. Take a lot of discipline, track and field, hard work, determination, resilience. As me say, it's like you fall and you have to get up back because nothing about it easy.
and
Like
nothing.
Gregory Hart, you have to just grab your back and roll over and go on again.
Yeah, that acrobatic move that he made at the Olympics in 1996. I mean, there's no way we can stop talking about that. You understand? And I
Yeah,
talk when there's another guy that comes to mind all the time too when it comes to track and field, and that is Derek Redman from England. You're talking about a guy who trained and dreamed to make the Olympic team, and here it was he made the Olympic team for Great Britain, and then he went to the Olympics and in the final he make it to the final, and the final on the back straight away he pull a muscle. You see what I'm saying? And did he stop? No, he never. He cried. His father jumped over the chairs and run over and run up on the track and push away the security and go there and hug him and say, "You're gonna hurt yourself more. Let me finish it with you." And both of them hug and run to, and when he get close to finishing, and let him go make him run past the finish line. But what am I saying? You see, something that looks bad turn out to be good, because he- for him, what happened is that every 4 years he will be remembered.
That
Every
was the biggest takeaway. That was the biggest takeaway from that game. That was the
Yes,
biggest takeaway.
every 4 years he will be remembered. Yeah, and
Yep. So
he's going around the world telling his story. So he becomes a public speaker. He never see that coming.
oh,
So what the
then
enemy,
sometimes
we will say this as believers, is that what the enemy meant for evil, God meant it for good.
people.
Yeah.
Yep. Dennis, so I think we're gonna wrap this one up pretty fast.
Yes.
But I wanna say thanks for bringing me on and to the TikTok side that is going on somewhere that I'm not even in. But so people,
Yeah.
I want to follow Dennis, yeah, and tell me where Dennis are going with until I get over there. Dennis, give them your TikTok page, come in know it.
Yeah, man. They're on it, man. They're on it over here.
Tell your
The Dennis Blake is the TikTok page.
guess what? Tell your TikTok followers that I
Yeah.
apologize that I don't know how to get in, but they have to send me some message. Tell us some message how to allow me to get on for your live them. So next time they can see me personally up front, you know, and
Yeah.
and I really appreciate them that you're there and they follow, they listen. Some days we have takeaway and some days we give our own input. That's what I think social media should be about. Each one help one
Yeah.
grow, you
Hmm.
know and it's a good thing then is to see you getting in the young boys cheer because
Yeah, I'm trying, because sometimes I don't remember to tell them to like. Sometimes I don't remember to tell them to like, follow. I'm still learning. Like, follow, share, give me thumbs up. I don't know. You guys know what to do. Do it, man. Just go ahead and do it. You know what to do.
and Facebook I just tell them say once you see Ian Thomas and you see the big yellow homer that one is my page, just follow me and then you see the rest of things that I'm doing you know
Yeah, just follow and like and share and all that type of thing. That will encourage
but
you to come back and do more. It tells that you're interested in what we're talking about. So, yeah.
it's always it's always a fear, Dennis. I tell you, it's a fear for somebody who
Don't
never used to
forget,
do this.
don't forget to pick up one of my book, Secrets Behind the Flag. It's on Amazon, an athlete's dramatic experience. It's a good read. It's an easy read. You definitely will love it. And come back and share what you learn from it, or any ideas that you have. This is it right here. And, Secrets Behind the Flags.
Well, that one a big, Dennis. I think I got your book sometime back. A great
Mhm.
guys, great read. Something that you can really have in your home, but especially if you are young ones, kids coming up. Nice one to share with your church sister, your church brother. This is a book that I think you spend a lot of time, Dennis, when you went into that period when you decided you want to write a book and come with such a powerful message. Uh, you
Yes,
know,
yes, absolutely, man. And it was actually the kids that really that inspired me to write it. When I was in New York, and my students, uh, we know that kids only have maybe 5 minutes attention span. And I keep telling them my story, and then every time they come, they want more of the story, and they would sit there for like 45 minutes listening. And one day they said to me, "Mr. Blake, why don't you write a book?" And the light bulb went off in my head. And this is it. This is the outcome. Sometimes you can get advice. You have to know which one to take, and that was one. I took that one, run with it, and it produces Secrets Behind the Flag.
oh, see, sometimes you don't even know where the next big breakthrough coming from. You went
Right.
into classroom to teach the kids. They just give you one of your biggest lessons. So guess what, Dennis? Write a book. This
Yeah.
it will make your legacy, go from generation to generation.
Generation.
And,
Absolutely.
yep.
Absolutely. And a lot of time we miss it, man. Sometimes we miss it. You know, because we're looking for ideas and suggestions from in the wrong places. And sometimes it is the little kid, like these kids in class, that's where the idea come from.
Staring you right in the eye.
Staring right in the eye. Yeah.
So, so tonight, Dennis, I'm gonna take up the challenge. I'm gonna try and get on TikTok. Guys, I don't know what I'm gonna name myself out there on TikTok, but
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna.
I'm gonna be on TikTok for another 10 minutes, so you can try and get on. You can try and get on there. I'm gonna be on there for another 10 minutes talking to these people right here.
Guys, so good night. I'm gonna close out
Fellow
this little program here on Facebook,
followers.
and I will see if I could find and check out Dennis on his TikTok page and see if I can get
I,
it on the
I might
line.
have to tell.
And
I
never
might
give me
have to tell
thumbs
him.
up, you know.
When you come on, yeah, I give you a thumbs up.
Make it on, never give me thumbs up. I'm gonna learn something in one night. Oh, go on. Try something, man. All right, so I'm gonna go over there and see if I find you on TikTok.
All right, so we
All right.
close out here.
Any last word, Dennis?
No, I just want to close out by saying thank you guys for joining us and continue to look because we have um, on this podcast coming up next Sunday, we are going to have no other than the great coach Steve Sylvie. He coached. I think he coached as a coach. He coached the most Olympian athletes from a junior college, and then move on to Division One universities across the United States. And we're gonna have him on next week Sunday. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have a lot of questions to ask him. I don't believe that one interview session is going to be enough. 'Cause his story, his book, his story, his life, everything is just so much that we know we can't unpack all of that in one interview. And we're just going to continue praying for Jaden in Mandeville. Hopefully, they will find him. Let us pray and hope for the good news tomorrow that he will come up alive. And that is my closing remarks on this podcast.
Okay, so as Dennis said, we're just gonna say prayers for Jaden. Pray for the safe return, whether home or somewhere else. But we want to see Jaden in his car key going back to Manchester High School. We pray for the family of the Manchester High School team. I know everybody there is in shock. What happened just the start of the school year, and right at the start school year, they're facing this big tragedy. Gee, things never expected, but here we are. Prayer, prayer, prayer. Pray for Jaden. Thank you, guys.
All right.